finding my passion wasn't very much of a problem actually, thanks to JML. So I believe my first service of the public project was something in second standard where I wanted to donate clothes to people or something. But that led to me realizing that my passion is wanting to help people. So I always knew that I wanted to do something to ensure justice to the public. So pursuing it, I think, was the, the real challenge, because as some of you may know, my teachers on here whom I've kept in touch with over the years, I had to sit a very annoyingly difficult entrance exam to get into the National Law School, Bangalore. And there's various forms of preparation for that. That's very different from what my co-panelists did, because I'm sure they had some different forms of evaluation that include statements of purpose, and universities abroad have a more rounded way of assessing you. But I had to sit this annoying entrance exam and I got into the National Law School, Bangalore. Thereafter, I went to the University of Cambridge, because again, I thought that I want to do something that lets me round off my education in such a way that I get something that I don't get in India, through studying somewhere. And I thought the University of Cambridge was the best for me to do that, because I still use many of the cases that I learned at the university in my practice today. And I'm a human rights lawyer, so I help people with my education. So that's the long and short of how I pursued my passion.
So maybe I can first start with giving you a, how the experience actually is. So once you get to university, and I think this applies globally, there is something called co-curricular week or orientation week, etc., where there'll be all the clubs in your university will set up like a booth, and then you can go over there, they'll tell you about the club, etc., etc. So, and there are typically like 50 to 100 clubs in most big universities. So there's a wide variety of clubs to choose from. And I personally love extracurricular. So I think that throughout my university career, I was a part of like 4 to 6 clubs at any given point of time, which I don't think is a smart decision at all. So what I'd recommend is, you should have one extracurricular that you join to, really pick up a skill and build on it. And then eventually when you apply for jobs, that you can have that to show for. Because when you go to job applications or, even internships, they'll ask you, okay, fine, your academics are good or whatever, even if they're bad, what did you do outside the classroom that, helps you, prepares you for the life outside? So whatever that skill is, whether that's a sport, whether that's something like debating or model UN, all of those things, one extracurricular should be where you kind of build your skill sets. I think one also should be to explore career opportunities. So I was a part of something like a finance club. Even though I was an engineering student, I think through my internships, I realized I had a passion for finance. So one was more dedicated to my career, where I could meet like-minded people, ask them about their internships, their experiences. And we didn't really do much. I think it was like a 2 hours a week session where the committee heads explained to us the different areas of finance and, some of the basic finance concepts, prepared us for interviews, etc. And then one committee, just for fun, whether that's sports or I think my committee was something called the filmmaking club. So I just used to meet like 20 people every week to watch a movie and discuss the movie or analyze the movie. So, so there is a wide variety of clubs to choose from. I definitely recommend you take those seriously and don't stay within, your academic, circle. Explore, meet different people. And what that also helps you in is not just, helps you make friends and, takes your mind off studying, helps you breathe easy. But also once you, start eventually applying for jobs and internships and you need to build a resume, it won't be half empty, or it won't just be, GPA 4.4 and then done nothing else. So for those reasons, I think extracurricular is very, very important. And I'd say those are probably the best part of a university experience too. Those are the ones you're going to remember, not the things you learn in your classroom.
For me, an important thing to include in the Indian education system, which is already extreme, which teaches you, discipline, proper proper ways to actually learn and study the topics that are important. One thing that should be included is languages and global cultures, because even though you are not going to go abroad, maybe, and you're going to stay in India and you're going to complete all your education in India and have an entire career in India, if you join a big company, you will have to deal with people all over the world. And if you don't have the ability to go abroad, or it's not feasible for you to go abroad to study, spend so much money, etc., you at least should have an idea how different cultures are globally, and how maybe learn an extra language, which is already done in school, Spanish and French, but maybe something more. But definitely how people are and how people work globally, because if someone's in India and someone joins a multinational company in India, they should know how to deal with people from XYZ country, because that gives them an advantage, and it's better for their career and for them to deal with a truly global market that we are in right now. So that's the one thing for me that should be included.
Into university, there's so many resources out there where I'm talking about US, so your grades count, your SAT scores count, your extracurriculars count, your letter of recommendations count, your transcripts count. So there's so many assets, and if you try to maximize on everything, you're going to burn out pretty soon. So instead of focusing on how competitive it is for everyone out there and how to get into, just I would say look at core aspects of the admission process and nail those. So like everyone said, grades are a core aspect. And the second thing, the most important thing, and this is where I really struggled, is like Nupur said, writing skills. If you can write about yourself, and if you can somehow prop yourself up, then you could probably walk into or get into anywhere you want.